Hi there, I'm Dr. Stephanie Falk, and I want to talk today about setting up conversations for a greater likelihood of success. Essentially, provide you with some tips and a recipe for productivity in a conversation. I think sometimes we have conversations in relationships that tend to be thematically heated, and it's really hard to continue to want to bring those conversations up to reach a resolution when it's gotten out of control at times and gotten really conflictual. At other times, I think we want something to change, but we don't know how to broach the topic because maybe other topics haven't gone well in the past, and so we hold back and we don't have important conversations that essentially need to happen. So what are 3 tips on how we can set up a conversation to be more likely to be productive? I want you to remember 3 C's: care, curiosity, and compassion. I think often we lead a conversation that really matters to us with our perspective, and actually that's not what we want to do to establish a recipe for success. The first thing that we want to do is we want to establish care. We want to let our partner know, or if it's a kid or a friend, we want to let that person know that we really care about them and that we care about having a good, productive conversation. So, hey, I want you to know that I really care about you, and I'd love to be able to have a conversation and have it go well. It really matters to me that we can have this talk and that it can be productive and useful for us. So that would be establishing care. Second, curiosity. I think we need to take a good dose of humility into a conversation that we want to be productive. And so lead with curiosity. I really want to understand your perspective on the matter. What are your thoughts and feelings relative to the topic? That's really what you want to do. You want to take a one-down position and really try to understand thoroughly where they're coming from. Third, compassion. We want to show compassion for their perspective. We might not agree, but it's really important that we can offer empathy and compassion. So I understand that this is what you're saying and this is how you feel, and I get that you would feel that way. It makes sense to me. Show compassion in your tone, show compassion in your ability to make sense out of their perspective and hold it as valid, even if you disagree. So I want to offer a real life example. Let's say that you think it's time for a new car and you're pretty sure that your spouse is going to be against that. So how can you set up the conversation? First, pick a good time. Don't pick a time when your spouse is irritable or when you're irritable or hangry or any of those things. You want to pick a good time when things are going well. And maybe give your partner a heads up. Hey, babe, there's something important that I want to talk to you about on Thursday. Do you think we can do that Thursday night? Sometimes it's really nice to have a heads up. It gets you in the mental space for a conversation. So the first thing that we do in implementing the 3 C's, we establish care. So you sit down, you're ready to have this conversation, and you say, babe, I really want you to know that I care about you, and I care about having a productive, healthy conversation about this, and it really matters to me that we can talk about the potential of getting a new car. It's something that's been on my mind. But I want you to be happy, and I want me to be happy in this situation. So that's establishing an atmosphere of care. Second, curiosity. So I don't know if you've thought about getting a new car. I don't know what your thoughts and feelings are about it, but I'd really love to understand your perspective and if you've thought about it, where you're coming from on the issue. Show curiosity. Last, show compassion. Maybe your partner says, I don't think that we're financially in a good space to be able to do this. Maybe you do disagree, but you've got to show some compassion. So say your partner does say that. They say, I think that we do need a new car pretty soon, but I don't know that we need it quite yet. And I don't know that we're financially in a place where I feel good about getting a car. So offer some compassion. I get that you're worried about the finances, and that makes sense. I get that that's a really hard and burdensome cost. And, I want you to know that I really hear you on this. So that's showing compassion. And then lastly, offer your perspective. I get that it's a financial burden for us and it would be a strain, but I'm really worried about our car, and I really feel like it's time to start looking, and I want to know if you're open to that, at least beginning that process of looking. So that's then stating your perspective. So I hope it's been useful to listen to these tips. If you don't want to miss a video, feel free to subscribe, and I hope it finds you having an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you.